spirits. Welcome. Welcome back. So, while we're waiting for people, I will cut one of these cards and see what it says. This is the messages from the spirit animal. We pick camel. Trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. That's very, very true. We always have the resources. The universe provides those. Welcome to live chat. Hey, Kathy, you're the first one here. Welcome, gal. How the heck are you? How are things in California? Let's see what kind of message from the animals we get for you today. Here, this one's actually, uh, I'll do it. I'll do it the right way. I will do it. Oh, Falcon. Act on opportunity that's before you and commit to it without evocation. Wow, what opportunities are facing you? Huh? 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 Finally getting cold there. Good. It's finally getting cool here too. So you need to act on the opportunity that's before you. You know, I'm trying to remember our last reading, and I know that you're trying to figure out what to do. I keep thinking you need to take risk. Hi, dog. Good evening. Welcome. Um, I'm working with Kathy right now, but if you want a reading, let me know, Dawn, and I will. I've got 4 decks of cards. I got a regular tarot deck. I've got messages from the angels. I've got spirit animal oracle, and then I got these messages from the spirit animal. They're both animal decks, but just different ones, um, different energies. So, but anyway, back to you, Kathy. Um, yeah, the rest of this year is going to be interesting for you, but I think next year is going to really be your year. I have a feeling. So let us see what the angels are saying tonight while we're waiting for people to show up. Angels, angels in the air. Oh, hello, you fell. Prioritize. Archangel and Metatron, focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. That's one thing that's been happening to me. I have a gentleman who's staying at my house until he can get things together in his life, and he is absolutely physically organizing my home for me. And it's getting me motivated to do the same thing too. And it sure feels good. I've been living in this house for like 18 years. And there's stuff I've just never done. I just got overwhelmed and just let it go. And now I've got someone coming in here who's all motivated and everything. Thank you, Anthony, for that. Um, I didn't smell it till you showed up. So just saying. Anyway, yeah, the angels. Moon cycles, Archangel Haniel. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. Goodbye, Anthony. Oh, Jerson, you're my biggest fan. How old are you? I'd love to shout your name. Hello, Jerson. How old are you? Okay. Hi. So let's start this evening out with just a general tarot reading to see what's going on. Yeah, me too. Yes, Don, me too. Okay, so just generally, what is the mood tonight? The energy tonight? What can we expect? The Hermit. Ooh, okay. So it's a night about teaching. about taking aggressive action, and about money. So this has to do, I think, with learning lessons. So um, I used to not be very good with money at all. In fact, I never had any to be good with, and I just kind of got myself into. Hello, Christopher. I got myself into all kinds of financial problems, and I would, blow up credit cards, and I don't know, it was craziness. But over the years, I've learned, and I actually now I'm pretty damn good with money. Of course, it helps too that when I was in my 20s, minimum wage was like $4 an hour, and my rent was $350, and that pretty much took up most of my paychecks. And then, of course, I smoked at the time and had to get gasoline and all. Thank God for family members that helped. But as I've aged and I've gotten a little more settled with things, one of the rules in life is bloom where you're planted. I never stayed still long enough to achieve any kind of success. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I had a grand life running around doing what I wanted to do. I moved. I've lived in 10 different states. I've lived in I don't know how many towns. I counted the last count I've had about 50 different jobs in my life, somewhere for a day. Uh, yeah, Jerson, yeah, you're gonna have to check out, buddy. Sorry. It's against the rules. We'll get in trouble. Um, I've lived in this house. I've lived in this town for 20 years. It's been good for me telling my story. Yeah. Uh, so I want to talk about this has nothing to do with anything psychic. If you have a question for me to do a reading, please let me know. But what I found out about these is a lot of people come here just to listen. So I'll just chatter about my life because, I like to talk about me. I don't get a chance a lot of times to tell people. But so my first job was when I was 12 years old. It was working. My mom put me to work at a little old lady's house, helping her with her yard. Unfortunately, I had never done yard work in my life. I knew nothing about it, and so that didn't last very long. And then they had some uh, spices and extracts from a thing called the Watkins Company, and I went door to door with that. I was 12 years old, 13, trying to sell these. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I was in a trailer park. They didn't have any money. These were really expensive. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I've worked in art shops. I've worked in my late teens. I became a nursing assistant. I did that for about 10 years. I had a bunch of jobs doing that. I worked everything from nursing homes. My first job was actually in a diabetic research hospital. Um, as a nursing assistant, a technician, and I would take people's blood sugar, and that was kind of a crazy way to get started because people diabetes really does things to people. When their blood sugar goes up, they get crazy, and when it drops, it gets scary. I mean, they can die. I'll tell you a funny story about that. Hey, Tony. So, one of the things that happens with diabetes is you have to weigh them when they're in the hospital. You weigh them every day. You have daily weighs. It's really important because they'll retain fluids and all this other stuff. But anyway, so one morning we weighed a guy, and he was a big man. He was tall. I remember that he wasn't fat, but he was tall, and he weighed probably like 220 pounds or something. And so anyway, the next day, and he was bedridden, so we had to put him on a. It was like a Hoyer lift. It was like a canvas thing that you roll him onto, and it picks it up and it weighs it, and then you like drop him back down in bed, and you roll back and forth. Anyway, so the first day we got him up, and he weighed, let's say, 220 pounds, and so the next morning we went and weighed him, and he weighed 180, and we're like, he lost 40 pounds. How do you lose 40 pounds? So we recalibrated, we got him back in bed, we recalibrated the machine, rolled him back under it, got it up there, and it was 180. and we're very, very confused. And the charge nurse walks in and said, y'all come here for a second. And we hadn't noticed, but he'd had his leg amputated the day before and had lost 40 pounds. So it was a rather embarrassing moment for us. It was obvious he was missing a leg, but when you're in that, you can't remember, diabetics have amputations pretty regularly. So anyway, that was sort of an embarrassing moment. Okay, tarot cards for Kathy. Right on. I want to know, as forgot it. What should I risk? Oh, Kathy, that's a hell of a question. Okay, Kathy, what should you risk? I wonder what that means. I don't want to know. I'm going to let the spirit after that. What should Kathy risk? Would you risk? Fascinating question. Everything. Hmm. Oh, you need to risk being comfortable. You're scared of being in pain, which, I guess we all are. But you're so scared of it that you're afraid of risking your safe little haven, the world. So you're in the womb, but you're at the end of this lesson. And this has everything to do with career. You're miserable where you're at. So this tells me that you're risking being miserable. Well, you're already miserable. So get the fluff out. I think it is time to risk, actually, not risk, challenge what you can do, what you're capable of. Uh, you are such a talented, gifted woman. You're very bright. You're a great, great employee. You're the only one that doesn't have confidence in you. I think you ought to let Chat GPT make you a resume and you go out and apply to a huge company and ask for, I don't know, $100,000. I don't care. Just go risk it. Worst thing you do is say no. Know your worth. I don't know what you're used to making, but triple it. Why not? Do you know how to use a computer? Then you are a computer expert. Do you know how to write? Then you are a wordsmith. Just challenge it all. Hello, Melinda. Okay. Look for a new job. I just got a new one after being fired. Or should I stay and see if this new opportunity works out, Dawn? Okay, so let's see what Dawn. Career. I'm going to put a time on this. We're going to look over the next three. Actually, let's look for 6 months. Um, uh, Career-wise, what is Dawn facing over the next 6 months? Well, you got a better job coming. Yeah, do your job, but there's a much better one coming. You're going from stormy waters, which I think has everything to do with you being fired. And the universe is giving you a major spiritual awakening. You're awakening to a new thing. And here's an ending. Whatever you've been doing for a living, you're no longer going to be doing this in 6 months. I don't know if you like got a job doing the same profession you were or not, but all that stuff is old news. It's time to move on. Will afford. They're not going to tell me what you're going to do, but there's a lot better money coming. It is what you have studied to do. What do you know about? That's what the karma is. If you look at all these little animal people things, they're all studying books. It's time to learn a new career. Okay, so um hello, Rippin, you beautiful woman, you. Melinda, I have a couple of questions. Is my friend going to move to North Carolina? Well, Melinda. Hmm. Is Melinda's friend going to move to North Carolina? I'm getting a major static on that question. I'm not sure they can. Let's see what the cards say. Ah, um, it's interesting. They're not going to exactly tell me the answer, but we do have the Wheel of Fortune again. They're having to complete some lessons, but they're working their way up the ladder of success. And there is an opportunity coming, but I'm just not sure it's in North Carolina. Is it in North Carolina? They're so not going to tell me. Okay, I'm going to just. There are all these major arcana. There is a big deal coming in their life. I'm going to go off the board here, though, and say this. They may end up moving to North Carolina, but they are not staying there. It is going to be a temporary layover onto other things. What else you got? Also, should I go for it? Wow, that's an open ended question. You're welcome, Don. Um, so Melinda, what did you go for it? Hmm, should Melinda go for it? I don't know what you're wanting to go for, but I'm excited. It makes me giggle. Should I go for it? Oh, honey, be careful. I don't think so. I think you need to rethink this. Is it a relationship? If it is, it's chaotic and crazy making, and if it's a relationship, that the answer is probably not of your best idea. Hello, Debbie. How the hell are you? You're looking lovely tonight. All right. So, okay, good. Um, Also, the readings are free, but I do happily accept tips. You can cash at me at money sign Roy Tanksley or Venmo me at the at sign Roy Tanksley. And also, if you're looking to get a reading, you can email me at this address and I will set you up on a one on one. I do FaceTime, I do WhatsApp. What else do I do? Messenger, anything like that. I also do readings Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at the Broom Closet in Memphis. If you're in that area, you ought to come check out that store. That is just it is literally a magical store. They sell magical stuff, but it's just got the best energy. I have so much fun there. I mean, it's um most of my business comes word of mouth. So I get a few readings and pretty soon. So I'm in the process of building up a clientele out there. So I have time there to just sort of fiddle fart around and I like it. And the people I work with are amazing. Emily and Steven, the owners, have treated me with such wonderful energy, and yeah, it's a great place to be. So if you get out there, you can also find them. It's the Broom Closet in Memphis. They also have one in Jackson, Tennessee. I mean Jackson, Mississippi. Um, okay, Don, what else you got? What is your other question, Don? Did I not see it? I'm gonna do spirit animal oracle cards while we're waiting. Is my boyfriend and I meant to get married to stay together? Okay. Well, I will ask the spirit animal oracle cards and see what they say. Don, are you and your boyfriend? Hmm. There's some confusion with this question. Okay, so I love this. So, lion spirit says, "Be generous of spirit. Treat each other generously. Treat each other generously. Don't hold back." Peacock spirit says, "Let it shine. Let this love shine." But finally, Rhino spirit says, "Overcome any obstacles." And there's going to be some obstacles. There's stuff that you're going to have to adjust to. Um, don't be a quitter. One of the thing about long-term relationships, and I've never been in one, but I've watched a lot of them, is that it's not all easy. I mean, they say relationships are work, but there are some periods of time in a relationship where you just have to stay together no matter what. And those times sometimes are years. This is not a few months, a few weeks, or whatever. There are years where the couple does not necessarily feel that connected, but it's a growth spurt. So if you're going to do it, go all in, let it shine. Be generous of your spirit. Always allow them to go first and let them allow you to go first. And if the relationship is uneven, if there is one person doing all the work, it is not going to work out because it's unbalanced. But if both people are looking to put in and give and honor, that's one thing we don't have a lot of is honor in relationships anymore. We have a lot of talk and sex and fighting and traveling and all this stuff, but to actually honor each other without trying to change each other. It's a really narrow path we walk where you just have to really honor each other's paths. Sometimes the paths diverge and go different ways, but then they come back together. Thank you, Melinda. So yeah, if you're going to do it, go all in. Uh, um, I will. Don, I hope that you and your boyfriend can do this. I really am pulling for you. I get a sense that it is a relationship well worth working for. Hi, Christopher. Don heard. Okay, good. Saying releption is hard work is like saying boot camp is a nice walk. Well put, Faye. Well put. And if anyone knows about relationships, it's Faye. She's had a few. But then again, too few to mention. She did what she had to do. Oh. Hi, Jill. Do you have a relationship in your future? How old are you, Jill? I will look. Hi, Jill. Okay, let me look and see. Does Jill have a relationship? You mean in your future, like the rest of your life future? Or you mean like near future? Jill, you're not going to die alone. Everyone's so afraid they're going to die alone. We're not going to die alone. It's too easy in this world to. Um, okay, let's see if Jill's going to have a relationship anytime soon. Oh, the rest of your life. Huh. Well, the answer is yes. A beaver spirit says lay a solid foundation, which is what you're doing. You're building a foundation where you're going to be prepared to have a relationship. Be loyal to what you love. And that's something you're going to have to really work at is find someone that deserves your loyalty. My sense about this is that you have been in relationships with people that you were loyal to and they didn't allow you to be. And maybe that challenged you and there's some bad stuff came down. But find someone that you respect enough to be loyal to and that respects you enough to allow you to be. And Sandpiper Spirit says, be playful. Find a playmate. Don't be so damn serious. I mean, don't take a hostage. Don't take a hostage. That's not what a relationship about. A relationship is being playful. It's getting, the first part of relationships are just so much fun and but then we get into the maybe the doldrum. But find someone that's not going to let that happen. Uh, oh, Catherine, hello. There is no cost. If you want to do a donation, it is Cash App or Venmo, but there's no cost. These are free readings. So just tell me, do you want a tarot reading, angel reading, a spirit animal oracle card, or messengers from the spirit animals reading? And what would your question be? I'm the best. Oh, Catherine, you're psychic. How did you know? Come on, what you want to know, Catherine? Hit me with it. Bring it, girl. I ain't scared. Ain't yeller. Let's go spirit animal. Okay, Catherine, you asked for it. All right. What do we want to tell Catherine today? Oh, I'm so glad that came up. I got a story for you. Okay. Fox Spirit says, think on your feet. Now's the time that you've got to be very aware of your surroundings. You need to be ready because there's going to be some opportunities coming in. You're going to have to act on, otherwise the opportunities are going to go away swiftly. Because Spirit says, see the big picture. You're living in a kind of a small microcosm, and it's time to look at. Thank you, Joshua. It's time to look at the bigger picture because the universe is about to open up, and I love this. Trust in the magic. This is White Raven spirit, very, very spiritual. So, your reading is that there is a big challenge or a big not challenge, a big change coming in your life, and you're going to have to act on it because it's going to be the most wonderful journey. Now, I don't know if that's going to be career or love life or moving or what. Time to collaborate. So it's a relationship. There's a big relationship coming your way. You get ready to act on it. Don't let this one go by you. But I want to talk about Fox. Okay, so I have a graveyard here in town. It's a Jewish graveyard, actually. It's up on a little hill, and it's where I go under the full moon and the new moon to do my prayer work. And I've been going there for years. And for a long time, there was a fox that lived up there. It had a little hole in a tree, and I would, one the reason I discovered this is one day I drove up there and the fox was sitting there and like looked at me and I looked at it and then it sort of walked away. It didn't run away, it walked away. I was in my car, I followed it and then it like disappeared. And I just felt so blessed. And so every now and then after that I would see the fox and I just felt this real connection with fox energy. So anyway, a friend of mine had a dog and that dog ended up killing a fox. And that fox, I think, was my fox because I never saw that fox again, and it hurt my heart. Dogs are dogs, but I had a resentment against that poor dog because that dog just killed my friend. Anyway, so sometime today's Wednesday. I think it was Monday. I was with a friend of mine in the car, and we were coming back from a meeting, and I saw something dash across the road, and I thought that can't be a cat. The tail's too big, and I thought, well, maybe it's um, a raccoon. I'm like, and then occurred to me it's a fox. You all knew where that was going. It was like fox. I mean, oh my God, fox, you're back. Thank you, thank you. I didn't realize how important fox was, but one of the things that I carry a deck of my tarot cards in has fox all over it. It's a fox thing, and I saw it. So fox is now talking to me again, and I just adore fox. So yeah, think on your feet. Fox are very wise and fun. Uh, okay, Jill, what kind of reading did you need? I thought I did one for Jill. Did I not? Oh, Catherine. Okay, Jill. Turn out for my daughter that recently lost her. How does it turn out? Okay. Okay, Jill, I'm sorry to hear about that. Let's see how it's gonna turn out for Jill's daughter who recently lost her husband. My heart's breaking. Okay, she's gonna move on. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. It's just not now. She's devastated, absolutely devastated. Okay, she's gonna throw herself into her work. She's got new opportunities coming. She's in a place right now. She's devastated. It is, I get it. She's absolutely devastated. But in the middle of this devastation, she's got some options coming she's never had before. They are spiritual. She's going to be getting the spiritual understanding of what it is she needs to be doing for a living. And she's going to go after it. It's almost like this has, I want to say, maybe pissed her off enough to light a fire under her and get her to start moving and doing what she should be doing. Um, so yeah, she's going to be okay, just not yet. Okay, just um, by the way, when someone has lost someone and you go to them, let them do the talking. Because what ends up happening is we have a tendency to want to put on them what we think our feelings would be. But everyone, is affected differently by death. And some of the best thing that can happen is just to listen. The other thing too is don't act weird around them. Being normal is worth $1 million at that point in time. Hi, Tammy. Okay, Catherine. Okay, right on. So, uh, Tammy is an art. Hey, Tammy. So, I'm trying to remember who it was that texted me, but she was in a car with a friend of yours. Oh, it was Melinda. There was a friend of mine named Melinda who was on a trip with someone, and your name came up, and then I was associated with it, and uh, they were chatting about us. So we're now a couple on some level, some spiritual level, anyway. So while we're waiting for people to have questions, I've got an observation. So most mediums, most psychics, yeah, I know, Tammy. Um, most card readers and stuff are women. The majority are women. But I have noticed over the years that a lot of us male readers are gay. And it occurs to me what that's about. So intuition comes through our feminine aspect. And so heterosexual men have got so much societal and cultural and family crap about being in touch with their sensitive side that they totally shut it down. But for those of us that are gay, we don't have a choice but to be open to the feminine side of things. In fact, I've got a gay voice. I don't know if you notice, but and when people see me, they're like, no, you don't. But yes, I do. And this is how I know I do. When I'm on the telephone with someone and they don't know anything about me, they automatically call me ma'am. Automatically call me ma'am. It used to be very irritating to me. When I go through a drive through at a fast food, thank you, ma'am, pull around. And then I pull around and they're like, very interesting. So I get that. But it comes through the intuitive part of us is our receptive side. The masculine side tends to be more of the like the hunter and the protector and stuff. And the feminine side are the gatherers, the one that allow things to come to them. And that brings us to the high priestess, which I will find her in this deck. The high priestess happens to be one of my tattoos. Okay, this is what she actually looks like. This is a very intuitive card. She has passed the veil of materialism. She is in the inner sanctum. It is the high priestess that we have the priest and the priestess. Uh, the tarot cards tend to be a little chauvinistic, maybe. But the thing about the high priestess is she is just as powerful as any of the male cards. It's just different. She's intuitive. Her intuition is spot on. She is forever channeling universal energies. She's a healer. She's a prophetess, or whatever the word is for that. She people come to her. She doesn't chase after them, and so it's a very important thing to remember. A lot of gay people are attracted to things like the theater and I don't know, but it's because we just let things channel through us. We're open vessels. Once we get comfortable in our own skin. Okay, so Tammy, what is your next adventure? He's tall, blonde, and handsome. Just kidding. I just wanted to scare you. What is Tammy's next adventure? Tammy's a relationship phobe. I'm just saying. Hmm. What is Tammy's next adventure? It's money. Oh, you're moving. I don't think you're moving. Maybe you are because this is a car to change of floors. But I think you're moving on to other things career wise. The universe is opening up. This is the offering of money coming in, followed by the world, which is a card of success and completion of a cycle. And now you're moving into the new type of thing, type of thing. I hate when I say that. The new type of a work situation or a creative endeavor. That's what it is. You're headed into a creative endeavor for money. Your name has gotten out. You're becoming known, and doors are going to be opening, but it is because of word of mouth. It's because a lot of times it's not what we know, it's who we know. And so you've made some really good connections recently, and so doors are going to be opening. um you may end up moving, my dear. Probably it'd be about 4 years or so, but you may end up moving. Your next endeavor is going to be a long-term one, so we'll see. Okay, Tony, let's see. 3 months general for Tony. Mm, Tony. It's very important to make a wise decision right now because you are, the next 3 months are going to be somewhat strifeful because it's your fear. So this is a card of everything's okay, but you're feeling very, very defensive. There's some intense energy coming your way, but it is not against you. So don't take it personal. It is just something you have to walk through. But seek wise counsel. Use your wisdom, use your head. You are not in an easy time of your life. I mean, you're just not. I would love to tell you you are, but you know better than that. You're in a very intense time of your life, and it will continue to be this way until this chapter is over. And the chapter is not over yet. You're still, you've got a couple years probably of waiting before you're free to go. So settle in. A lot of twos in this thing. So probably 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. I would probably go with the 2 years. This may be quicker than that. I'm not good with time, as you know. but it is really treating yourself nice. You are not free to move around yet. You can fantasize about it, but you're not free to yet. There's still stuff that has to happen. A reading for the holidays. Oh, right on, Tammy. That's cool. A reading for the holidays. What about the holidays? I'm going to use messenger cards and just ask the messenger cards. Tell me about Dawn's holidays. Hey, Christopher, you want a reading? You're hiding back there, buddy. How about your wife? The holidays for Dawn. The holidays for Dawn. Spider. Hmm. Seagull. And polar bear. Of course, the polar bear has to show up for the holidays. So let's see what they say. Spider says, trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. Okay, the holidays. It's time to start journaling. It's time to start writing. Get it down on paper. Very important. Seagull says now is the time for deep emotional healing. That's what you're going through the holidays is deep emotional healing. Polar Bear says stand up for yourself, speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to the outcome. It is time to be seen and heard, Dawn. But remember to do it respectfully. You don't have to lash out at people. You can get your voice. In fact, I'm going to suggest that you work on your throat chakra. Maybe get some lapis or some soda light or something and wear it up there because you need to get your voice. My sense is you're afraid to come out of your closets. And I'm not talking sexually, I'm talking about humanly. I'm talking about let your words be worth their weight. Don't small talk. Don't blow smoke up people's butts. Tell them the truth. 3 month reading for Jill. You're welcome, Tony. 3 month reading for Jill. So I'm assuming we're going to use the tarot. 3 month reading for Jill. Well, Jill, either you or someone you know is partying too much. Going to make you mad. Um, This is the card. It's a card of celebration, but it's also the card of overindulgence. And it's because of this, feelings get hurt. And because feelings get hurt, there's a lot of anger and pain and wanting to fight. So I'm going to suggest if whoever it is that has got the overindulgence problem maybe needs to seek some help because it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Well, your writing is your voice, Don. Come up with a character and let it speak for you. Uh, you know, um, one of the things I was challenged because I'm a writer also. One of the things I was challenged to do years ago is write children's story by finding an animal and attaching a personality to it. And I did that. And it was supposed to be a children's book, but it really was too deep for children, but it was really good for me. You're welcome, Jill. All right, let's see what else. Oh, another thing I wanted to chat about tonight while we have a little bit of downtime, and if you need a reading, let me know. But I want to talk about different readers. And there's okay, so I'm a very intuitive reader. I've been reading a long time. The cards all mean something, and I look at them. But then Spirit talks through me and I go all kinds of places. I don't remember my readings, so I have everybody record them and all that stuff. But other readers tend to be by the book, the card readers, and they're accurate. They're accurate readers. But you are getting the one size fits all, which is okay. If you want a direct answer, you know, the this card means this and this card means this and so on and so forth. They're afraid to take chances. And then you have the readers that I guess I want to touch on how you tell an authentic reader from a scam artist type of thing. You need to protect yourself when getting readings from people because it's real easy to take advantage of people when they are vulnerable, feeling vulnerable. And there is a place here in town that the woman charges very little for readings. You go in there and you walk out owing her like $800 or something because she does this whole thing about she's really good at reading and she can figure out where you're at and she figures out your weakness and she will then start talking about it's a familial curse, a family curse. It goes down generations. And in order to break it, you've got to break generations. And so, in order to do that, she will help you. But there's all these things you have to do, and each one costs money. And um, I think the thing that was most interesting to me was I had a store here, and a person came in, and they walked up, and they had a piece of carnelian, which is a. Do I have carnelian over here? Yes, I have carnelian. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, it's an orange stone. It's a lovely stone. It's a stone of relationships. It's a prosperity stone. Anyway, a lot of things. Hello, Sarah. I'm so glad to see you. Um. Anyway, she came in with this. It was a lot smaller than this. It was just a little stone, and she said, "How rare is this?" I said, "It's not rare at all. We get them all the time." She said, how much do you all charge for carnelian? I said, well, the ones we have, which were at that point about that big, I said they're like $2 a piece. And she's like, this woman told me it was rare and she charged me 300 or $200 for this rock. And I went, yeah, be careful. Another way to tell if hi Jay. Um, Another way to tell if someone is probably not on the level, always ask if you can record the readings. A reader that will not let you record the readings are scared of being wrong, and they will give you all kinds of reasons they don't want it recorded. Save your money, get up and walk away. I mean, seriously. Um, Seriously, get up and walk away because they may be okay. I don't know, but just there's something seedy about someone that doesn't want to be recorded. I make sure that I love to have a video. People turn their phone on video, so I can hold the cars up to them and discuss them and all, and then they can go back and listen. And here's the deal: sometimes I'm wrong. It's there forever. I am not 100%. I don't know of anyone that is. I'm good. I'm pretty accurate, but sometimes I mistake stuff. Sometimes things change. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I don't take it personal. Um, and my timing sucks. So one of the things that I encounter a lot of times is I will do a reading for someone, and a few months later, like 2 or 3 months later, they'll come up and go, "Well, the man's not here, the money's not here. I don't know. We need to do another reading." I'm like, "Well, I think we need to say yet, maybe yet, maybe not. Maybe I was wrong. And if you want to do another reading, that's fine. But um, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months in tarot time means nothing. It absolutely means nothing. I a lot of times will do like, what do the next 3 months look like? 3 months is pretty accurate because not a lot's going to change in 3 months typically. 6 months, a lot of things can come and change the reading around. A year, a lot can happen in a year. It's really hard to do a year reading. I'll do it, but it's going to be very general. It's like at this rate, if things keep going the way they're going, then this is what you can expect. Okay, Don. Will my mom ever find a new partner? My stepfather passed 6 years ago, and she hasn't tried to find anyone new. I'd like for her to move on. Yeah, I know. So, Sarah, since 2016. That's insane. That's 9 years. We've been through a lot together, girl. Um, will your mother ever find a new partner? Uh, never ever find a new partner. I wonder if she really wants a new partner. I know she don't want to be lonely. Well, I tell you, before she can get a new partner, she needs to change her attitude. And I'm not talking that she has a bad attitude, but she needs to change her attitude about relationships and about what she desires at this point in time of her life because it's different. Um, she needs a partner. She doesn't need a husband. She needs a partner, someone to walk with her through this part of her life. And that's not what she's looking for. She's looking for someone to take care of her. And that's fine, but she's going to be very disappointed because um probably nobody can take care of her like she's wanting to be taken care of. It's going to be a little bit of time. She's got some healing to do, but my sense is she's going to end up with a good friend, a good playmate that they're going to partner up, and she'll be okay. It'll be okay. And I know you want her to move on. She's not ready. That's not on you. That's on her. If she's not ready to move on, then you can't make her. Um, yeah, let's help me keep this going. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this every Wednesday for a while. I'm getting in the rhythm of it. So again, the readings are free, but if you would like to tip, this is what I do for a living, so I would appreciate it. If you want a reading, hit me up at this address. If you don't have it or you don't want to, it's perfectly fine. But I'm always very grateful. Hey, Liz, Sarah, you want a reading, girl? I know we're gonna do one later in the week, but do you want just a, like a one? Let me pull the angel cards for you. Okay, I'm gonna still pull it. I don't care. I'm gonna pull an angel card for you, dear. I'm gonna see what the angels have to say for you. Do 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 do. Outdoors. Hmm. Oh. Archangel Jophiel. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. Yeah, that is so you. That is so you. You just been validated. Go out, and this is a good time of the year to do it. Things are cooling off. We're headed into the fall, and yeah, go out and be one with nature. Well, you have a place to move to soon. Spirit animal oracle cards. Will you have a place to move to soon? Well, yes. May not be what you want, but oh, yes. Ah, okay. First off, it's Owl Spirit says you can see clearly now. And it's true. You have gotten a heavy dose of reality. You are never alone. I have a feeling you're going to move in with somebody, according to this card. That it's going to be a temporary situation where you move in with someone until you can find a place to be, and finally trust in the magic. Universe has you all set up. They already know where you're going to be. It's just not time yet. It may not be time till after the first of the year. And I know how frustrating that is and how scary not knowing where you're moving to. I get it. But Spirit never lets us down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so for those of you that are here or near Memphis, on the 8th of November, I'm going to be doing a healing magic workshop, a health magic, healing magic workshop in at the broom closet. And we're going to be looking at dis-ease. This isn't healing diabetes or healing, ingrown toenails or anything like that. This is healing us and using it from the neck up. The healing is the neck up and all that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some teaching moments. There's going to be some interaction. There's going to be an actual creating a healing jar, all that stuff. If you're anywhere in that area, that vicinity, it'll be at 2 o'clock on a Saturday, and yeah. So contact the broom closet, Memphis, and they will set you up on. It can be up to 12 people. It's $20. It'll be like 2 hours, but it'll be well worth your time. Be well worth my time. Space is limited. Anybody else in here wanting a reading? You are taking care of, Will. You have been every step of the way. And it's easy for me to see that in you, but you can see that in me. And that's the thing, is that we see it in other people. It's hard to understand that, spirit has not brought us this far to drop us on our head. We may not get things the way we expect them, but we always get things the way they are supposed to be. Some of the stuff sucks. Miracles. We are all, thank God for miracles, but the first half of a miracle stinks because we um, have to be in so much pain and fear and anxiety that we can't do anything about it. It's got to be so desperate that only spirit can come in and fix it. And so it's the last half of the miracle that we all are like, woohoo, I had a miracle, I am a miracle. And we forget the first half of those miracles. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I hope I never need another miracle because I hate pain. I know that I probably will. And I'm not saying I don't want a miracle, but I'm saying I hope I never need a miracle. So, Jay, um, how's your new job going to go? Well, this ought to be interesting. And it's good to see you, Jay. Is this the first time you've been on one of my lives, Jay? I don't remember seeing you on here before. Hmm. So, how's the new job going to go? Wow, you're on a major learning curve. Anxiety ridden. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Um, so the Nine of Swords is the card of anxiety and sleeplessness, and this is what you've been going through. And so you feel very victorious about this job because it's offering you what you need. But there is so much anger around you and stuff. You're going to have to be very careful to block yourself from reacting to other people's discontentment. I know one thing that it's interesting when someone gets mad, gets angry at me, my tendency is want to get angry back because I'm feeding into that fear. But when I'm at my best and they get angry at me, I can stop and breathe and wait for them to get rid of that initial anger. And then I can kind of, find out what's going on and sort of handle the situation. Again, Um, listen more than talk. I was told years ago I got two eyes, two ears, one mouth. I should use them in proportion. That I don't have to over explain. I don't have to compete. I still get tickled at people. I've learned a technique to entertain people. All I do is when people get to talking and there's a lull in the conversation, I'll say, "Well, I was raised in Colorado, a little town in Colorado," and immediately everybody has a Colorado story. What part of town? Oh, I was in Durango, or I, did this, or I love Colorado. I'm going to go there, and they get going, and it just brings up a topic. Oh, Gloria Kane. Do you know that I have known her for 62 years? I have known her for 62 years. She is the longest relationship I've ever had. This is my sister. I'm feeling anxious about the coming holidays. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's coming on with the holiday season. I'm going to do two readings for you, Gloria. Um, oh, you need to be flexible with change because there's some really good stuff coming, but you're going to have to basically look up what you're thinking and what's being offered is different. And it's a time to be flexible and be amenable to change. That's not what we do best. Most of us really don't do change well, especially when it's a surprise. When we get our expectations going one way, they shift another. But what I want to do is ask, not these are not the ones. I'm going to ask the angel cards for you what you need to do to make it through the holidays. Because if you're anxiety ridden, then that's something that we find out what we need to do. Find out what you need to do to make it through the holidays. I'm gonna be there in November, girl. Maybe that's what you're scared of. I'd be scared of me visiting. Here you go. Life review, Archangel Jeremiel, whatever. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So that's what's happening. You're going to be spending family time and rehashing the past. And it may be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's going to be very healing. And I got news for you. Healing ain't pretty. It's not gentle. Hello from heaven, Archangel Azrael. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. So that's yeah, it's going to be okay. Uh, I can't wait to see you. It's gonna be like just about a month from now. I'll be out there. Woohoo, Colorado. Speaking of Colorado, I'll be back in my home state. Uh, Gloria, I'd really like for you to meet Faye. At some point, I would really hope that you get to meet her. There, you two would get it off so well. What is there not to love? So, Jay, I am going to pull the messenger from the animal cards and give you a message, something to ponder on over the next few days. Gorilla. Grr. Take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. Interesting. Listen compassionately. That's could be a real challenge. There you are, Jay. You look lovely. Grr. Anyway, um, and I don't know who this is for, but Platypus Spirit says, stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings of your life. Make a damn gratitude list, people. Don't take yourself so serious. I mean, look around. I go through meditations a lot of times in the morning and I'll get really quiet. My meditations aren't long, but I get really relaxed. And then I open my eyes, I look around and I think, man, I have a house. And I've got all this stuff in my house, stuff I love. I've got a door with all these pendants. I must have 50 pendants on that thing, and each one's very special. Each one has a different vibration. Some of them I never ever wear, but I love them. And I always get grateful that because each one of those came from a different place and a different experience and a different adventure. It's just sort of fun to expand my capacity to be grateful. I can look, it's like My other sister, Grace, our oldest sister, had a sign up one time that said, "We could complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses." And I choose to be the thorn bushes have roses. I love you. Hey, Wendy. A work reading, please. Wendy, Wendy, Wendy. A work reading. Work it, girl. Work reading. I wish you could get another job. I just don't think that you belong there anymore. Yeah, there's some shit coming down at your job that is just they're making some rules. They're cutting employees. You're going to be pissed. But you have an offer of another job coming up that's much better. You're going to be able to walk away. We're talking like in 8 months. So let's see, we're in October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So by June you should be out of there. I know, I know. Scary. But it's for the best. You've got to take some rest. They're not treating you right. You know that. Um, Surrender. Stop fighting. Ah, Melinda and Wendy. How awesome. Have a great night. I love you. Yeah, thank you, my kitty. I meant to tell you that. I wore this especially today. I've been wearing it all day, getting compliments on my kitty shirt. Catherine, you're awesome. So, is there anyone else that needs a reading? Yeah, Wendy, it really is. But we're getting too old to be miserable. Um, F it. The doors of opportunity will open. We just have to take a take a risk, take a challenge, go on an adventure. Again, if you're in a position to, I happily accept any kind of tipping you can do. I love doing one-on-one readings. Yes, yes, Faye. Oh, Tammy, I adore you. Have a good evening, Jay. So much chaos here tonight. Yeah, I really had a hard time today. My energy has been really, really droopy. And so I've been going along and I finally just surrendered and put my ass to bed and slept really hard for like an hour. And I feel pretty good now. Of course, it's late at night. I'll see you Sunday, Liz. I love you. Uh, all right, Will. It's an interesting time. Anybody? Oh, we got 12 people on here still. Anybody else want something? I mean, I'm feeling good. Got my nap. Drank my coffee. You get a sip of water. What's your question, Will? I didn't see it. Where is it? What is your question, Will? Yeah, please like and subscribe. That's really important. I mean, of everything, because in order to get this thing built up, I've got to have more people coming in. I'm just starting out, and it's all word of mouth. So tell your friends. I would love to meet some of your friends. Tomorrow, I get to go get a Reiki treatment. I don't know if you've ever had a Reiki treatment, but they do wild things to me. I lay back and this friend of mine that does the Reiki gets me all relaxed and people come to visit. No, 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 no. Dead people. Dead people come to visit. and spirit people come to visit. Is my friendship with the friend I mentioned last night going to grow? I am going to use spirit animal oracle cards. Huh. It's interesting that they're not answering this directly. A scarab beetle says magic works through you. Lion spirit says be generous of spirit. And Bobcat says life is a mystery. That tells me that this person is probably pretty temporary in your life. That they came here for a specific reason to walk you through this time that you're going, um, this time that you're going through, and they're there to support you and all. And when that's over, then they will probably disappear in the mist. You'll probably be friends the rest of their lives, but they're just here for a season. All right. So we are on. I'm gonna give another few minutes for people. Any last minute things? Because I know the feed is a little bit slow. Um, what else do I need to tell you? Oh, I know what I want to do. I want you to get really relaxed right now and just go through your body and anywhere where there's tension. Mine right now is in my solar plexus. I can feel some weird stuff happening in the solar plexus. So find out where in your body your chakras and put them up there on the screen and let me know. Is it your stomach, your head, your feet, your back, your and we are going to try to do some healing work. I'm going to give you some directions. Okay. Breathe in and out. So the solar plexus is mine. What's going on with me is that that's my spiritual fingerprint. And I have apparently collected some discomfort and dis-ease, and it's needed to be released. I think it's fear. I'm not even sure what I'm necessarily fearful of, but it feels like fear to me. Okay, Faye, it's your tailbone. That's your root chakra that you need to really get grounded with Mother Earth. Probably need to go out and just stand outside. And I know you don't like to do the barefoot thing, but really get grounded with Mother Earth, and also stop sitting so much. Solar plexus for you too, Tony. I think for both of us, it's um, some fear, some anxiety, maybe is a better word. And my sense is that using carnelian and all, but also breathing into that. And oh, mine, I'm feeling tears building up. I think it may be sadness going on with you, um, uncertainty. But knowing underneath all that is our spiritual fingerprint, the universe has us. We're not going to be let go. Yeah. Faye, it's that little place you see on your way to work every day in your vehicle. Anybody else got something going on with them? Someone's knee or knees are really acting up, and that's your foundation. That you need to look where your life's at right now and realize that you're discomforted, you're uncomfortable where you're at, and you're needing a more solid foundation. Mhm. Anybody else? We're down to 7 people. All right. Going once, going twice. Thank you, Will. Well, kids, I'm fitting to bail on you. This is your last chance. Type quick. Yeah, good night, you all. Thank you for showing up. I am so grateful for you all. Thank you so much. Anyway, I will see you next Wednesday, if not before.